Hello guys! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intense developments unfolding in Port Charles, where loyalties are tested, family bonds are strained, and secrets threaten to unravel everything. In the bustling world of Port Charles, tensions are running high as Trina Robinson digs in her heels against a heartfelt plea from someone who once meant the world to her. Kai Taylor, desperate to mend the bridges he burned, approaches Trina with raw emotion, vowing that he'll go to any lengths to recapture the magic they once shared. Picture this: Kai, his voice trembling with regret, utters words like, "I'll move mountains if it means we can return to how things were before everything fell apart." But Trina, with her unyielding spirit forged from years of standing by her loved ones through thick and thin, isn't swayed. Her loyalty to her family runs deep, like roots anchoring an ancient oak, and Kai's decision to betray them by spilling secrets to Drew Kane feels like a wound that may never fully heal. Inventing a new layer to this drama, perhaps Trina reflects on childhood memories of her mother's unwavering support, which now fuels her resolve to protect her circle at all costs. Even as Kai insists he believed he was acting nobly, Trina's stance suggests forgiveness might be a distant dream. Adding to the intrigue, whispers around town hint that Stella Henry could step in with some timeless wisdom, maybe drawing from old proverbs about not wasting efforts on those who've proven unworthy. Emphasizing how Kai's trust in Drew was a misstep akin to scattering treasures in barren soil. This confrontation promises to be a pivotal moment, highlighting themes of trust and redemption in the ever-twisting narrative of General Hospital. Shifting gears to another corner of this dramatic tapestry, Alexis Davis finds herself in a candid conversation that could reshape family dynamics. With her characteristic poise and sharp intellect, Alexis pulls Drew aside for a no-holds-barred discussion. Perhaps in the quiet confines of a dimly lit office where shadows mirror the uncertainties ahead. She lays out her concerns plainly, requesting a favor that catches Drew off guard but seems to resonate with him. Delving deeper into this invented detail, imagine Alexis reminiscing about simpler times when Scout would doodle colorful masterpieces in Drew's workspace. A stark contrast to the chaos that has since engulfed their lives. Her worries might stem from fears that Scout's safety is compromised under Willow's influence, or perhaps she's questioning Drew's own stability amid recent upheavals. The original spark of trouble ignited when Drew's actions led to his expulsion from the Quartermain estate, a scandal that painted him as unreliable in Alexis's eyes. Building on this, we can envision Alexis contemplating legal avenues, like pursuing full custody of her granddaughter following the heartbreaking loss of Sam McCall. It's not about separating Scout from her siblings, Danny Morgan and Rocco Falconeri, but ensuring a stable environment free from the shadows of past betrayals. This frank exchange underscores Alexis's role as a protective matriarch, analyzing how far she's willing to go to safeguard the next generation in a town rife with deception. Meanwhile, the emotional core of tomorrow's episode beats strongly in a tender heart-to-heart between Willow Tate and young Scout Kane, just as wedding bells loom on the horizon. Scout, with the innocence of youth tempered by profound loss, approaches Willow with a question that tugs at the heartstrings. Does Willow want to be called Mom? This moment, set perhaps in a sunlit garden adorned with blooming flowers symbolizing new beginnings, captures Scout's tentative steps toward acceptance. It's been a whirlwind since Scout lost her biological mother, enduring the agony of Drew's captivity under Victor Casadine's iron grip, leaving her to navigate grief with only fragments of normalcy. Inventing an enriching detail, Scout might share a cherished memory of her late mom teaching her to ride a bike, contrasting it with Willow's gentle presence, which has slowly woven into her life like a comforting blanket. Willow, poised to become Scout's stepmother, responds with warmth, affirming her place in this evolving family unit. As the flower girl in the impending nuptials between Drew and Willow, Scout's role adds a layer of symbolism, representing hope amid sorrow. This dialogue not only explores themes of blended families, but also analyzes the delicate process of healing, showing how Scout's adjustment could signal brighter days ahead, even as underlying tensions simmer. On the front of familial safety and shadowy deals, Carly Spencer seeks solid assurances from Sonny Corinthos, her ex-husband whose world of intrigue often spills over into hers. During the July 24th episode, Carly corners Sunny, her eyes flashing with a mix of fear and determination, demanding to know if his so-called agreement with the enigmatic Jen Sidwell truly eliminates the threats hovering over her loved ones. Expanding creatively, envision Carly pacing in the familiar confines of Sunny's penthouse, the air thick with the scent of his signature coffee, as she presses for details on whether this pact shields them from further peril. Sunny, ever the enigmatic figure, might offer cryptic reassurances, but the uncertainty lingers like fog over the harbor. Tying into this, Lucas Jones's recent ordeal adds weight. He was gripped by terror, believing his boyfriend Marco had met a grim fate in the Pine Barrens, courtesy of Sunny and Jason Morgan's machinations. Yet, Sunny honored his word, providing Lucas with a key and coordinates to rescue Marco, a twist that restores a sliver of faith. However, Jen Sidwell's involvement introduces fresh variables. Perhaps this arms dealer, with his global network of operatives, isn't one to let grudges fade easily. Inventing a new element, rumors swirl that Jen might have eyes in Port Charles, monitoring the Corinthos clan for any slip-ups, heightening the stakes. This storyline delves into the perpetual dance of danger and loyalty, analyzing how Carly's quest for peace reflects the broader struggles of living in Sunny's orbit. Nina Reeves, consumed by maternal anguish, unburdens her soul to Ava Jerome in a scene brimming with vulnerability. Tears streaming down her face, Nina confesses, "It's far more devastating than I ever imagined," as Ava offers a sympathetic ear, though her own history of schemes might leave her feeling powerless to intervene. At the heart of Nina's torment is her daughter Willow, whose recent actions spurring Daisy Gilmore aggressively and driving Sasha Gilmore from town paint a picture of a woman transformed by desperation. Adding depth, we can imagine Nina replaying Willow's agreement to Drew's blackmail of Portia Robinson, a move that blindsided her with its ruthlessness. Willow's blind faith in Drew, the one person who could potentially guide her back to reason, seems unshakable, yet he shows no inclination to do so. Inventing further intrigue, perhaps Nina uncovers a hidden letter from Willow's past, revealing long-buried resentments that explain her drastic shift, amplifying the analysis of how far a mother will go when her child's path veers into darkness. This confessional moment with Ava not only heightens the emotional stakes, but also explores the complexities of forgiveness and regret in fractured relationships. Finally, in the sterile yet intimate setting of Portia's hospital office, she confides in Curtis Ashford, laying bare the turmoil that's been brewing, updating him on her tense exchange with Nina. Portia reveals Willow's chilling indifference to framing Michael Corinthos for opioid addiction if it meant reclaiming her children, a revelation that leaves Portia questioning the very essence of who Willow has become. The change in Willow is profound, like a once gentle stream turning into a raging river, eroding trust along the way. Portia, pushed to her limits by Drew's blackmail, declares her readiness to step down from her position rather than compromise her principles. With urgency in her voice, she urges Curtis, "If you've got a hidden advantage, now's the moment to use it," inventing an additional twist. Curtis might hint at a secret alliance with an old contact from his investigative days, potentially turning the tables on Drew's schemes. This update session analyzes the ripple effects of blackmail and moral dilemmas, showcasing Portia's resilience and Curtis's strategic mind as they navigate the storm together. NEXT. We will learn about the enigmatic letter that's stirring up a storm of speculation among fans and characters alike in the vibrant world of Port Charles. In a moment that caught everyone off guard during the closing scenes of the July 22nd episode, Martin Gray stumbles upon a peculiar discovery that could unlock long-buried secrets tied to the Quartermain family. As he bends down in Drew Kane's cozy living room, perhaps amidst the scattered toys and remnants of a family gathering, Martin retrieves a crumpled letter hidden beneath a chair. The envelope, addressed directly to Monica Quartermain, bears the marks of childish creativity scribbles and doodles from the kids, who've unwittingly turned it into scrap paper. Inventing a fresh layer to this intrigue, imagine the room filled with the faint aroma of freshly baked cookies from a recent playdate. Contrasting the gravity of what Martin uncovers as he straightens up, his face paling with each word he reads. This unexpected find propels the storyline into uncharted territory, emphasizing how everyday chaos in Port Charles often conceals profound revelations, much like hidden treasures waiting to be unearthed in a family home brimming with history. Martin's reaction to the letter's contents adds an electric charge to the episode's cliffhanger, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. His eyes widen in disbelief, a mix of curiosity and alarm etching across his features as he absorbs the mysterious message. Expanding creatively, one could picture Martin clutching the paper tightly, his mind racing through potential implications for his connections in town. Perhaps even flashing back to his own tangled family ties that mirror the Quartermain's complicated legacy. The shock is palpable, hinting at information that could reshape alliances or expose forgotten kinships. All while the children's innocent artwork on the letter serves as a poignant reminder of how the past intrudes on the present. This pivotal scene masterfully builds suspense, focusing on Martin's role as an unwitting catalyst in a narrative web that promises to entangle more characters as details emerge. As word of the letter spreads like wildfire, General Hospital enthusiasts on platforms like X erupt with theories, zeroing in on a beloved soap opera veteran as the prime suspect behind the missive. Fans are abuzz, convinced that the sender hails from beyond Port Charles borders, with many pointing fingers at Erika Slezak, the iconic star from One Life to Live, whose rumored appearance has been whispered about for months. One excited viewer speculated online, could that shocking letter Martin found be a teaser for Slezak's grand entrance back into daytime drama, while another chimed in, is it a note from Monica's sister Vicky, bridging worlds in epic fashion? Adding inventive depth, perhaps fans imagine Slezak's character arriving with a suitcase full of Longview relics, including old photographs that tie into Monica's backstory, enriching the crossover potential with tales of sibling rivalries long suppressed. This fan fervor underscores the excitement of potential reunions, highlighting how such a development could infuse fresh energy into General Hospital's ongoing sagas of family and identity. Delving further into the speculation surrounding Erika Slezak's involvement, the debate rages on whether she reprise her legendary role as Vicky Lord or debut an entirely new persona crafted for the General Hospital universe. Rumors suggest she might portray Monica's estranged sister, a character shrouded in mystery and set to make waves this fall, bringing with her a wealth of dramatic baggage from years apart. For instance, inventive elements could include Vicky or her counterpart arriving with stories of shared childhood adventures in a distant city, perhaps involving lost inheritances or family feuds that explain Monica's guarded nature. One fan enthused that Dear Monica opener screams Erika Slezak's arrival in Port Charles, ready to shake things up, while another agreed, it's got to be her character bridging the soap worlds seamlessly. This possibility not only tantalizes with crossover appeal, but also explores themes of reconnection and hidden lineages. Analyzing how such a twist could deepen Monica's character arc amid the show's intricate web of relationships. Beyond the dominant Slezak theories, some fans venture into wilder territories, proposing outlandish yet intriguing ideas about the letter's origins that challenge everything we know about key characters. A particularly bold hypothesis suggests that the current Drew Kane might actually be the villainous Shiloh in disguise, with the real Drew imprisoned somewhere remote, desperately reaching out to Monica through this clandestine correspondence. Creatively expanding, envision the letter containing coded clues, like references to forgotten tattoos or shared memories from Drew's Navy days, hinting at a switcheroo orchestrated during his captivity. What if it's the authentic Drew breaking free from Shiloh's shadow, alerting Monica to the imposter in their midst, pondered one theorist, weaving a narrative of deception that could upend the Quartermain dynasty. This angle adds layers of conspiracy, focusing on identity crises that have long plagued Port Charles, and invites viewers to question loyalties in a town where appearances often deceive. Not all theories lean toward high-stakes drama. Some inject a dose of humor into the mix, reflecting the lighter side of fan speculation. One viewer quipped about Martin's physical struggle to retrieve the letter, joking that he might have strained his back in the process and considered suing Drew for the mishap. Instead of a lawsuit, though, he uncovers this game-changing document, transformed by the kids' crayons into an unlikely artifact. Inventing a fun twist, Perhaps Martin chuckles to himself later, imagining turning the incident into a quirky anecdote at a family dinner, complete with exaggerated tales of his heroic dive under the furniture. I half expected Martin to fake an injury and slap Drew with a lawsuit over that paper chase, shared a fan, blending comedy with the episode's tension. This playful take reminds us that amid General Hospital's intense plots, there's room for levity, capturing the unpredictable essence of life in Port Charles, where even a simple stoop can lead to monumental discoveries. Next, we will learn about the tangled web of family revelations in Port Charles, where hidden kinships and heartfelt bonds continue to shape the lives of our favorite characters, especially Nina Reeves and her complex journey with daughters both real and imagined. For generations, the streets of Port Charles have been a breeding ground for astonishing family reunions, unearthing siblings, parents, and offspring thought lost to time or tragedy. From the Quarterman clan's endless surprises to the Corinthos family's hidden heirs, General Hospital thrives on these dramatic disclosures that redefine loyalties and legacies. Take Nina Reeves, for instance, whose world flipped when she learned she had not just one, but two biological daughters she'd never known. Inventing a vivid twist, picture Nina sifting through old family albums in a dusty attic, stumbling upon faded clues that hinted at her maternal past, only to realize the daughters weren't the one she'd grown to cherish as her own Sasha Gilmore. This pattern of long-lost relatives adds layers of emotional depth, focusing on how such discoveries force characters to confront their identities amid the chaos of secrets that Port Charles so masterfully harbors. Years back, Valentin Casadin's intentions were rooted in a deep desire to bring joy to Nina, even if his methods veered into deception. Believing a daughter would heal her wounds from a painful history, he orchestrated an elaborate ruse, convinced it would spark the happiness she deserved. Enter Sasha Gilmore, stepping into the role of Nina's fabricated offspring with a poise that masked the lie beneath. Creatively expanding, envision Valentin coaching Sasha in a dimly lit cafe, sharing fabricated stories of Nina's favorite childhood memories to make the charade seamless, all while his own heart ached with the weight of potential fallout. This scheme highlights Valentin's misguided devotion, centering on his quest to mend Nina's broken spirit through an illusion that unexpectedly blossomed into something profound. From the very first encounter, an undeniable spark ignited between Nina and Sasha, forging a bond that felt destined despite its fraudulent origins. They connected effortlessly, sharing laughs over fashion trends at Crimson Magazine and confiding in each other's dreams, building a closeness that transcended the deception. Sasha, immersed in the warmth of this newfound relationship, often found herself yearning for it to be genuine, wishing the Crimson editor truly shared her bloodline. Adding an inventive element, perhaps Sasha kept a secret journal chronicling their shared moments, like late-night talks about life's twists, which deepened her internal conflict as the truth loomed larger. This instant rapport underscores the magic of their dynamic, emphasizing how authenticity emerged from artifice in a town where relationships are rarely straightforward. Eventually, the weight of the lie became too heavy for Sasha to bear, compelling her to reveal the truth out of genuine affection for Nina. She couldn't stomach perpetuating the falsehood, knowing it eroded the trust they'd built. The confession unfolded in a tearful confrontation, raw with emotion, as Sasha laid bare the scheme's details. Inventing further detail, imagine the scene in Nina's elegant office, surrounded by glossy magazine covers, where Sasha's voice cracks as she explains her reluctance to hurt the woman who'd become like a mother. This pivotal admission captures the essence of integrity, focusing on Sasha's moral compass guiding her to honesty in the face of potential heartbreak. Anger surged in the aftermath, but forgiveness gradually took root, allowing Nina and Sasha to rebuild on firmer ground. Time healed the rift, transforming their connection into something even stronger, marked by unwavering support through life's storms. They evolved into confidants, sharing triumphs and setbacks with a depth that rivals true family ties. Creatively layering in, perhaps they established a ritual of weekend brunch at a quaint Port Charles bistro, where they toast to second chances, symbolizing their resilient bond. This journey from betrayal to closeness illustrates the power of redemption, centering on how forgiveness can elevate relationships beyond their rocky starts. Later revelations brought Nina face-to-face with her actual twin daughters, a discovery that shattered expectations and introduced turmoil. One was the notorious Nell Benson, whose malevolent ways left an indelible mark on Port Charles. The other, Willow Tate, presented a contrasting figure, initially kind-hearted but destined for a fraught path with her mother. Expanding inventively, envision Nina receiving the news in a hushed hospital room, documents in hand revealing DNA matches. Her heart pounding with a mix of elation and dread at the twins' divergent fates. This unveiling spotlights the unpredictability of blood ties, emphasizing Nina's plunge into a new chapter of maternal challenges. Nell's villainy was unmistakable, her schemes weaving destruction through the lives of many, from manipulations to outright malice. She embodied chaos, clashing with Nina's hopes for a loving reunion. In stark opposition, Willow started as a beacon of goodness, yet mother and daughter struggled to find common ground from the outset. Willow's allegiance to Carly Spencer, Nina's longtime rival, created an insurmountable barrier, fueling ongoing friction. Adding a creative flourish, perhaps Willow's early encounters with Nina involved tense coffee meetings where old grudges simmered, highlighting the divide carved by loyalties to opposing camps. This dynamic explores the clash of personalities, focusing on how external alliances can sabotage budding family connections. Desperate for any shred of bond, Nina poured her efforts into bridging the gap with Willow, often stumbling through errors born of overeagerness. She navigated missteps, from ill-timed gestures to passionate pleas, all in pursuit of her daughter's acceptance. Willow, however, remained unyielding, offering little leeway for reconciliation. Inventing an element, imagine Nina sending handwritten letters filled with apologies and shared recipes from her own youth, only to receive curt responses that deepened her isolation. This persistent struggle underscores Nina's vulnerability, centering on her relentless drive to forge a maternal link despite repeated setbacks. A turning point arrived when Willow, entangled in her affair with Drew Kane, found solace in Nina's unwavering support, the only constant amid her turmoil. This crisis prompted Willow to recognize her mother's value, opening the door to a tentative relationship. Yet, even now, Nina treads carefully, haunted by the fear of Willow severing ties at any misstep. The bond feels imbalanced, with Nina constantly accommodating to maintain peace. Creatively enhancing, perhaps during quiet evenings, Nina reflects on Willow's smiles during their rare harmonious moments, clinging to them like lifelines in a fragile alliance. This evolution highlights themes of necessity and caution, focusing on how adversity can mend, but not fully equalize fractured ties. In contrast, Nina's rapport with Sasha flowed naturally, like a gentle current free from demands or judgments. They communicated openly, offering mutual aid through joys and hardships, embodying a friendship laced with maternal warmth. Sasha never imposed expectations, creating an equilibrium that felt effortless and genuine. Adding inventive depth, envision them collaborating on a charity event for Port Charles orphans, their synergy shining as they laughed over plans, a far cry from the tension with Willow. This comparison illuminates the ease of chosen bonds, emphasizing how they can provide the stability absent in blood relations. The farewell between Nina and Sasha pierced the heart, a poignant testament to their profound love and trust forged over time. As Sasha departed Port Charles, their goodbye echoed with shared tears and memories, underscoring the void her absence would leave. Nina's grief runs deep, mourning the loss of a connection that felt like destiny. Inventing a touching detail, perhaps they exchanged matching lockets engraved with a meaningful quote, symbols of their enduring tie despite the distance. This emotional parting captures the sorrow of separation, focusing on the authenticity of their affection. Reflecting on what might have been, Nina could have emerged as a transformed individual had Sasha been her biological child, steering both towards smoother paths. Their innate compatibility suggests lives less burdened by conflict, filled instead with harmony and mutual growth. This hypothetical ponders alternate fates in Port Charles' dramatic landscape. What do you think? Could Sasha as Nina's true daughter have rewritten their stories for the better? Stay tuned for more General Hospital insights and spoilers.